Welcome to Untitled Maths. In this video we're going to have a look at similar shapes with relation to sides. Right, what we mean by similar shapes is we mean that all the angles are equal and the sides of the two shapes are proportional to each other. So let's have a look at, in this question we've got shapes A and B, and the first thing you're going to want to do if you're working out a question with similar shapes is you're going to need to find what the scale factor is. And you can find the scale factor by dividing the two sides which are proportional to each other when you've got both the lengths. So let's have a look at this shape. We've got 4 centimetres here and we've got 2 centimetres here. These two sides are proportional. Therefore, to find the scale factor, we can do 4 divided by 2, which gives us 2. And we want to find x on this shape, which will be proportional to 10. Now, if we've got a scale factor of 2, what that means is that all the sides on shape A are going to be 2 times as big as all the sides on shape B. Therefore, if we know that the shape A has a side of 10 centimetres, in order to find the same side on shape B, we're going to need to divide by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5 centimetres, which is x. Right, shapes A and B are mathematically similar. Find the value of y. We're going to start the question off in exactly the same way. We're going to find the scale factor. We can see that the proportional sides that we've got is 7.5 centimetres and 3 centimetres. Therefore, we're going to do 7.5 divided by 3, which gives us 2.5. Now that we've got the scale factor, we can work out what y is. This time, what we're doing is we're enlarging because we're going from the smaller shape to the larger shape. And what that means is instead of dividing by the scale factor, we're going to need to multiply by the scale factor. So to find out y, we're going to do 2 multiplied by 2.5, which will give us 5 centimetres, so y is 5. So if you're enlarging, multiply by the scale factor. If you're reducing the side, if you're going to the smaller shape, then divide by the scale factor. In this question, AB is parallel to DC. Therefore, we've got these two lengths, these two sides that are parallel. And what you can see from this is, if you've got parallel sides, if you think of alternate angles, what that means is A to E is going to be proportional to E to D, because this angle here is equal to this angle here because of when you have parallel lines, alternate angles, or you might call it Z angles. Also, this angle here is the same as this angle here. That means B to E will be the same as E to C. Right, so let's start off this question by working out the scale factor. We know that 6 and 4, those sides are proportional, so we can do 6 divided by 4, which will give us 1.5. And now we need to find length CD. Well, we're going from the larger side to the smaller side, so we're going to divide by the scale factor, which will get us 3 centimetres. Right, next question. AB and DC are parallel. Find the length of AD. And this type of question is where you've got like a smaller shape within a larger shape. Now, in this question, we've got the length AD. So it's from A to D. And that's going to be proportional to the side A to E. Okay, so those two lengths are going to be proportional to each other. To find the scale factor, we need to use 5 and 7.5 because they're on proportional sides. Therefore, scale factor is equal to 7.5 divided by 5, which gives us 1.5. Now that we've got the scale factor, we're going to need to scale up in this case. Therefore, we're going to do 6 multiplied by 1.5 to get the length of A to D. 6 times 1.5 is equal to 9 centimetres. Because we're multiplying by the scale factor because we're scaling up. Right, on to the next question. So AC and ED are parallel. It's another time where we've got a shape within a triangle within a triangle, and we need to find the length of AE. This one's a little bit trickier, and the reason is A to E is not actually a side on either of the shapes. So let's look at this side here, A to E. A to E is not so it's not proportional to any of the other sides. But what we can work out is we can work out A to B, and if we work out A to B, which starts here, and you go right down to the bottom here, that side is proportional to 4.9. And if you can work out A to B, then you can take away 4.9 in order to find out A to E. So that's what we're going to need to do in this question. First of all, before we can actually find out A to B, we need to find out the scale factor, which we can do using 2.2 centimetres and 6.6 centimetres. Therefore, the scale factor is 6.6 over 2.2, which is equal to 3. And so in order to find A to B, we can do 4.9 multiplied by 3, which is 14.7 centimetres. And as we said before, once we've got A to B, which we know now is 14.7, we can find A to E by doing 14.7 minus 4.9. And that gets us 9.8 centimetres. So that's how we're going to find our that length. And the last one, so this one's quite a tricky question. BC is parallel to DE. Calculate the length of AB. Again, we've got like a triangle within a triangle. And we can work out the scale factor. That's quite straightforward because we've got 4.8 centimetres and 3 centimetres. 4.8 divided by 3 is 1.6. Right, the reason this one's a little bit harder is because we've got the length B to D. And B to D is from here to here. The problem is that's not a length on either of the shape. It's not one of the full sides on either of the shapes. It's just part of a side on the larger shape. And what we want to find is we want to find this A to B, which is here. Now I'm going to mark A to B as X. And what we can do is we can form an equation. Because we know the scale factor of A to B to A to D, which is the large side on the larger shape. So A to D is this side here, right from A to D. We know that A to D is equal to 1.6 multiplied by X. Therefore, if I do 1.6 multiplied by X, that would give me A to D. Another way I could work out A to D is I could do X plus 2.1. Because if I add those two sides together, that would also be equal to A to D. So 1.6x is equal to X plus 2.1. And once I've got that equation, it's just a case of rearranging it in order to find out what X is, which is the length AB. So all I've done is I've just wrote it as X, just so I can form this equation. And first thing I'm going to do in this equation is I'm going to take away the X from both sides, which will leave me with 0.6x on the left equals 2.1. And the next step I can do is I can divide by 0.6, which will leave me with x equals 3.5 centimetres, which is my answer. A to B is 3.5 centimetres. Right, thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button to see more videos. And if you would like some practice questions, please visit www.mitchellmathsandscience.com. The link is in the description.